What happens when an undercover boss walks into his own store? What would you do if an undercover boss walked into one of his own stores and was completely shocked by what a cashier had to say? Today, we're diving into a story that proves how one moment, one act of kindness, can change everything. Mark Evans wasn't just any CEO. At 45, he was the proud founder of Evans Mart, a rapidly expanding chain of convenience stores. Over the past decade, what began as a single small shop in a quiet suburban neighborhood had grown into a successful franchise with dozens of locations. Business was booming, profits were soaring, and on paper, everything seemed perfect. But deep down, Mark felt disconnected. He relied on reports, financial statements, and numbers, but they didn't tell the full story. He often found himself wondering, did his employees feel valued? Was customer service still a priority, or had the heart of his business been lost in the expansion? He needed answers. Real answers. And so, Mark made a bold decision. He would go undercover as a regular worker in one of his own stores. He wanted to see for himself what was really happening behind the scenes. To pull this off, he ditched the suit and tie and went for a totally different look: faded jeans, a hoodie, an old baseball cap. He kept his scruffy beard and purposely messed up his hair to ensure no one recognized him. His target? One of his best-performing stores, the third location he had ever opened, right in the middle of a busy urban district. A day like no other. Early in the morning, Mark walked into the store, blending in with a bustling crowd. The aisles were filled with customers, employees were busy restocking shelves, and the rhythmic beeping of cash registers filled the air. Approaching the store manager, Joe, Mark introduced himself as Mike, a temporary worker there to help with stocking. Joe, a friendly middle-aged man, gave him a warm welcome and immediately put him to work. While stacking shelves, Mark couldn't help but notice one cashier in particular, a young man in his early 20s named Ryan.
He was different from the rest.
Unlike others who simply rang up customers, Ryan greeted everyone with genuine warmth, remembered regulars by name, and kept up friendly conversations. It wasn't just customer service, it was connection. Mark was already impressed, but what happened next left him absolutely speechless. A shocking act of kindness. As Mark was organizing boxes near the counter, he overheard a conversation between Ryan and an elderly customer. The older man had just placed a loaf of bread and a small carton of milk on the counter. As he pulled out his wallet, Ryan simply smiled and said, "Don't worry about it today. It's on me." The elderly man hesitated. I can't let you do that." Ryan reassured him, gently pushing the items toward him. "Really, it's okay. Take care of yourself." Mark couldn't believe his ears. A cashier paying for a customer's groceries out of his own pocket. What was going on here? For the next few hours, Mark kept a close eye on Ryan, and what he saw shocked him even more. Ryan continued to help struggling customers, covering small bills, offering discounts, or quietly slipping in an extra item when someone clearly needed it. He never made a big deal about it, never looked for recognition, he just did it. Mark needed to know why. The truth about Ryan. Later, during a break, Mark approached Ryan, still pretending to be a new worker. "Hey, Ryan," he started. "I noticed you've been helping a lot of people today. Why do you do it?" Ryan hesitated for a moment, then sighed. "Because I know what it's like to struggle." He continued, "Mr. Thompson, the elderly man from earlier, lost his wife a few months ago. Ever since, he's been barely scraping by. There's also a single dad who comes in with his kids. Some days, I can tell he has to choose between buying food or paying bills. I don't do much, but if I can make their day just a little easier, I will." Mark felt a lump form in his throat. This young man was making a difference in people's lives every single day, with no expectation of anything in return. Over the next day, Mark kept learning more about Ryan from other employees. An older stockroom worker, Bill, shared that Ryan had lost his father when he was just a teenager. Since then, he had taken on odd jobs to support his younger brother, working tirelessly to make ends meet. "He's always looking out for everyone else," Bill said. "But no one ever seems to look out for him." That's when Mark knew it was time to reveal who he really was. A life-changing moment. At closing time, Mark gathered the entire staff for a meeting. He took a deep breath, stepped forward, and removed his cap and hoodie. "Hi, everyone," he said. "My name is Mark Evans. I'm not Mike. I'm the founder of Evans Mart. And I've been working here undercover for the past few days because I wanted to see what was really happening inside my stores." The room fell completely silent. Mark turned to Ryan. "Ryan, your kindness and generosity have truly inspired me. You go above and beyond for customers, even when you don't have to. And I want you to know, your efforts have not gone unnoticed." Ryan looked shocked. "Wait, what?" Mark smiled and continued. "I'm promoting you to a management position with a significant raise." Ryan's eyes widened. "Sir, I don't know what to say. I never did any of this expecting a reward." "And that," Mark said, "is exactly why you deserve it." But that wasn't all. Mark also announced that he would pay for Ryan's younger brother's education and establish a fund to help employees in need across all Evans Mart locations. Ryan's eyes welled up with tears. "I don't know how to thank you."
You already did, Mark replied.
The power of one act of kindness. From that moment on, the store became a model for others in the chain. Employees were more motivated, customers felt truly valued, and Mark made sure to visit his stores regularly. One undercover visit didn't just change Mark's perspective, it changed lives. And that, my friends, is proof that even the smallest acts of kindness can have the biggest impact. If you enjoyed this story, let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more amazing stories.